This is a McDonald's bag. That is what I think of McDonald's. Contest master, dignitaries, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. A couple of weeks ago, I went to McDonald's and got the worst possible service. No service at all. The following is part of a letter that I wrote to the store manager. Dear manager, my husband and I came to your store 8:30 a.m. Saturday morning. We were standing in front of the counter. There was no one else in the place. There were 4 people behind the counter moving back and forth. They saw us, but nobody acknowledged us, not even with a nod or a smile. We waited 3.5 minutes. I know, because I timed it before we left. As I walked out, I knew I would never come back to your store. But I was hungry and in a hurry. The next store we went past was Burger King. Now, I had never been to Burger King for breakfast. And I discovered I liked their breakfast menu, especially the blueberry muffins. That morning, I had been a McDonald's customer. By 9:30, I was a Burger King customer. Unintended consequences. I belong to a local Toastmasters club, and as I was composing this letter in my mind, it occurred to me that this would make a perfect example for an upcoming speech contest. The ripples continue. Now, unintended consequences are all around us. Wars are started. Populations are thrown into poverty and chaos. Ecosystems destroyed. And on a more personal level, we set in motion every day ripples with the same far-reaching effects. Now, it's not my intention to make you paranoid about everything you do. My message is simple. Wake up! Wake up and pay attention to life. We are half-conscious about our lives. We're either too busy multitasking, thinking about yesterday or tomorrow, that we're only half awake today. And we'll never be aware of the many consequences we set in motion. So the least we can do is be present when we are making decisions that affect our lives and the lives of others. It's simple. If you're about to do something that could hurt yourself or somebody else, don't do it. Don't drink and drive. You could kill somebody. 300,000 people died in the last 10 years in alcohol-related crashes. Many of those people were killed by fully intending people who thought they were in control. Don't talk on the phone or text while you're driving. 6,000 people last year died in crashes because drivers were distracted. Unintended consequences. And when you get home, safe and sound, don't check your good intentions at the door, because behind that door are the most important people in the world, your family. It may be your place to rest, but your children will be watching. They will hear if you tell a lie. They will see it if you do something unkind, and they will file it away and bring it out at the most inopportune time. Now, not all consequences are terrible. Some are blessings. The problem is we have no way of knowing what future impact our current actions will have. And it's often the smallest things that we do that have the most lasting impact. My stepdaughter is in her 30s. She said to me, "I'll never forget how you taught me to do the impossible." I asked her, "How did I do that?" She told me a story of when her father and I had been recently married. She was 7. We only had one car, and we lived a long way away from public transportation. She wanted to bake a cake. We didn't have any flour. We didn't have any cake mix or any way to get them. What we did have was scissors, paper bags, paste, and paint. So I set out to cut and paste and paint, and by the end of the day, we had a 2-layer cake. It was beautifully iced with paint swirls, wildflowers from the yard, and it was beautiful. And she was so proud when she presented it to her father. I remember that day, but I thought I was baking a cake. Little did I know, I was building a platform of possibilities that my stepdaughter would remember 30 years later and stand on forever. The lesson is clear. Be present in your life. Think before you act, and most of all, always be aware of the possibility of what? Unintended consequences.